we are going to do some live analysis on synthetic markets. We're going to go through Think Markets, my favorite broker at the moment. Then we're going to go through Deriv, and then we're going to go through Weltrade. So a lot of you have been asking me to do some live analysis. So we'll do some live analysis and also some historical analysis. Okay, it will be a combo video for you guys, so you guys can see the way I think. We're going to talk less about the full strategy, like the steps and stuff, and we're going to talk a little bit more just about how I see the markets move and how I would place my entries and things like that. So maybe this video resonates well with you as well, just a little bit of a different perspective with it. Okay, I'm currently on Think Markets Boom 300. We're going to start with Think Markets Boom 300. Think Markets, my favorite broker to trade on currently, especially with synthetics. They have made their synthetics so much better. They're working on adjusting it, making it better. So they are actively making it better for the traders. And then also, they reward you while trading. So you literally get points back for trading that you can convert back into dollars to trade again or withdraw, whatever you want to do with it. So that is very nice. And they also have Traders Gym over here, which means you can actually backtest your strategy on historical data. So you can go back in time and backtest your strategies, etc. So that is very cool. Okay, cool. We are here on Think Markets Boom 300, and I'm currently on the 5 minutes. So this is for the scalpers out there, people that want to scalp synthetic markets. We're going to quickly go through the 5 minutes one. So if you zoom out a little bit, you can see that, we had a change of structure over here. We've got a little bit of a bearish to bullish movement. So you can see we broke the highs over here and we went down to hit this order block. Usually when you don't have to always trade this, because this could be a liquidity sweep. So technically you don't want to trade this buy always over here. You want to actually have a confirmation that it's actually going to go into a buy, because if this thing goes down any further like this, then it will just have a massive sell-off again, okay? And this could just be a liquidity sweep, okay? So you want to make sure that you first wait for this thing to play out. So once it goes again and breaks the new high over here, that is when we know, okay, cool, we are now solidly bullish, so we are going to look for those buys. Okay, so we got this movement over here. Once it makes this high over here, you actually want to then, kind of like wait for the next buy move. Okay, so this is where I will then take my fib from the bottom to the top, and you can see that Think Markets, or the pair, didn't actually come back down into one of these areas, which is fine. I mean, if you didn't take the trade, it's fine. You missed out. You didn't miss out on anything. There's no buy that you didn't take. It's fine. You move on to the next one. Okay. So this high over here, I mean, it was kind of like an equal high there. So I'll probably not take that. And then you got this new high over here. And then that's where I will start taking my fib from the bottom to the top like that, and start looking for areas between my 50 and my 78 area. Okay, so we are looking for order blocks between my 50 and my 78 area. So if I zoom in a little bit more, you guys can see, you'll see there is my order block there between my 50 and my 78. And on a 5 minute chart, I'm not going to go down to the 1 minute, etc., to try and get more confirmations. This is a 5 minute chart. Your pips for your stop loss is very low, so you'll put your stop loss just below there, and you'll take your TP. I mean, you'll take it probably. Okay, it's already there. You'll probably take your TP to this high again, or go back in history and put it on this high or this high. So go back in history, go look at where previous liquidity areas are, where liquidity needs to go, where the trades need to go, and just go make that your TP1. Okay, then same again, next step after your trade has hit profit, you can do the same thing again. You can see this high over here was broken. We're going to take the fib tool from the bottom to the top, and yep, this time you can see we are outside the 78 area, but it still went into that order block for the trade. So if you're happy with like a 91 on the fib, you want to take the trade, you can take it. I probably would have sat out, but it's fine, no stress about that one. And then you can just wait again for the next one. High, broken, fib. And you can see in the 78, there's an order block there. Make sure your stop loss, I keep on telling you guys this in all my videos. put your stop loss below like the 78 area with some breathable room. Breathable room, you can see that wick that would have tried and catch your stop loss. And there you go, into a next trade. So currently we can see that this pair is still bullish. Broke this high over here. Let me just draw it with this pen. Broke this high over here. We are going to fib from the bottom to the top. And you can then see your order block there. Obviously, those two order blocks kind of overlapping with each other. So I'll probably put it like that. And then wait for it to come in here. Place my buy trade. I'll put my stop loss in this case a tad lower. I'll put it probably like on the 78 below this low. So maybe just below the 78. Quite a big stop loss over here. So you'll probably want your TP, if you go back into your TP, to be around this high over here. So you'll have like it looks like a 3-to-1 or a 2.8-to-1 risk to reward ratio trade. And yeah, that's the type of entry I would take to the upside over there. So that is how I would trade on the 5-minute with the Think Markets Boom 300. So let's quickly go to Crash 600, where we can look at the pair on the 15 minutes. So now we're moving to the 15-minute traders. So people who trade on the 15-minute time frame, or who like to trade on the 15-minute time frame, this is now a little bit more for you. Same thing as the 5-minute. I'm not going to go into so much depth as I just did now. You can see we are bearish, so we are going to look for sells. And obviously with crash pairs, you want to sell. With boom pairs, you want to buy. Okay, so you can see we've got this low broken here to the downside. We've got this low broken over here. And this is where you'll just place your Fibonacci again. You can see the nice order block there for you to take the trade again with. Once it breaks this high properly with a push, that's when we will go bullish again. But it didn't do it, so we are still bearish. So it moves down, breaks a bunch of lows over here, moves up to this order block area over here. Oopsie. Over here. For your sell again to the downside. And that's when we get to this point where we are currently with a major break to the downside. We've got a big break of this low. All these buttons are struggling. Break to this low. We'll have to fib it from the top. Wow. From the top to the bottom. And you'll see that we have a nice order block zone there. Okay. So let's quickly just delete some lines so that you guys don't get confused. You can see there's a nice order block. So this is where I'll place my sells. You can then also go into your lower time frames just to make sure about the sells. We'll get that to the low time frame trades on Deriv. We'll get to that now. But yeah, you can go into your low time frames like the 1-minute or the 5-minute, get a confirmation and take your sell to the bottom with a nice stop loss just above. Yeah, so this is a possible setup that you guys can take. Well, probably when this video goes live, it's already played out or not. But yeah, this is the type of trades. This is how I analyze. It's actually quite easy if you think about it. You can spot it quite easily. You can see the trend. You can see the order blocks. You can see it with your fib. And then you just wait for it to enter, do its thing, and then go down again. And then when it does its thing on the low time frames, especially on the 15 and 1 hour, I like going down to the 5-minute, 1-minute to get that extra confirmation. Okay, quickly, we're going to go to Deriv. We are now here on Crash 1000 on the 1 hour. So for those people who trade the 1 hour time frame, okay, let me just show you an example here. We've got a quick example here on Deriv. So you can see we are bearish. You can see all these lows being broken over here. Broken. Once again, one of those reasons like you would just like trying to avoid taking this buy with this break here is because of the liquidity sweep, a huge liquidity sweep that happened here. Just to confirm is that we are going bullish and this is not a sweep, is that you want this to first retest somewhere and then go up to break that high again to confirm it, you know. So that's why always just sometimes watch out for that first pull. Okay, guys. So now that we have, these buttons are struggling. Let me just get the right thing. There we go. Crosshair. There we go. Okay. So we can see we are bearish, right? I just want to show you guys like this move on the low time frame. So you can see we have a break of this low over here. So we want to find our sell area, okay? So we're going to fib over here. Okay, like I've said in previous videos, this order block touches the 78, so it is still super valid to take. Once it touches the 78, it's still within the 78 zone. So we're going to then just block it off. And then I'm just going to show you, if you go to like the 1 minute or the 5 minute, what type of movement you can expect. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay, it's a little bit, let's go to the 5 minute just to be a little bit more clear on what we are doing here. So once it goes into this block, that's when you must obviously look at your charts, because you don't just want to randomly sell. And Deriv, or Deriv pairs has a way of making you stress with all these 500 retests, even though it's a good indication that's going to sell even more, but still. So you get these lows being broken over here. So let me just delete this. Imagine this block staying here, okay, it's staying there. You get these lows consistently being broken, okay? So your entry point will be like this order block here, okay? This top order block here. Now we're ignoring the 78, 61, 50 on the fibs. We are just looking for an order block retest there. So you get these lows being broken. So these lows being broken is an indication to you that we are going to sell further, but we need to get that optimal entry. And then once again, you can see goes down, goes up, retest. That's where you place your sell. And now look at this tight stop loss that you can place on the 5 minute. Look at that crazy tight stop loss that you can place for a trade that could potentially, that could potentially go down all the way to here. Tight stop loss, big profits. Crazy, right? So cool. So that is some semi-live analysis on a trade that's currently running. So if you guys like that. And then we are on to Weltrade Pain 999, a pair that we like to sell. We are going to look at it on the 1 hour. Okay. Once again, the same as the previous videos or explanations. You can see we are bearish. Easy to see. We got all these lows being made. We are in a bearish phase. So we are looking for sells. We can now see that the only reason why when we will go bullish again is when we break like a high over here. Okay. The major highs, swing highs. When we break that high, we are officially bullish again. Okay. So this is when we will then look at this movement from top over here to the bottom there. And we will just identify our order block. Okay. Over there. And that's then when we will place a sell in this area. Go down again to the 1 and 5 minutes. That's the most important part actually, because identifying these trades on the high time frames are very easy to do actually, but we want to confirm it, right? We don't just want to jump in and be like, oh, it didn't work. But yeah, did you go down to the low time frames to confirm? Okay. Because we technically didn't break this low. Okay. So we're not like fully, we're not bullish at all, but we're not fully, it's like this move isn't completing itself. You can't, it's not breaking these lows like it did with these previous ones. Okay. You can see that we've got this move from this order block. Got this move happening. This move happened. But we will see now if this next move is happening. Okay. To this side. So keep an eye on that as a possible entry for yourself. But this could also just go and create new bullish or start a new bullish phase. So it's important to just keep an eye on stuff like this. But to get your lower time frame entries correct, to find a confirmation on the lower time frames is crucial. Okay, it's very, very crucial. So guys, hope this video helps. If you want more of these videos, if you want anything else, please drop it in the comments. Then I will have a look at it. And then also remember, we have indicators for Think Markets, Deriv, Weltrade. We have our synthetic indicators completely free. You guys can get it completely free. Just join the group in the description, my free synthetics group. Then go to the pinned messages at the top of the group and follow the steps to get your free indicator. And guys, once again, check out Think Markets. Also in the link in the description if you want to trade on Think Trader. Nice, clean, easy, new synthetic charts for you to look at. So guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys smash the markets.